So, now keep this in mind, this is a rumor. But 9 times out of 10, it feels like whenever we get an MCU casting rumor, it usually turns out to be true. But keep in mind, there's always that 1 out of 10 times that it's false. So, but 9 times out of 10, it seems that it's real. Like how we had this casting for Kang the Conqueror, everyone said, let's look, nothing's official, and then, lo and behold, a few weeks later, it was official. So, yes, keep this all with a grain of salt. That's all I can really say is keep in mind this is all in a grain of salt. And what is that salt we're talking about? Well, sea salt in a way, because it looks like Namor the Submariner will be in Black Panther 2 or Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So, this is a big thing, because a lot of people were expecting Namor or Doom to be the next big villain. Now, it's not to say that Doom may not show up in this movie. Again, let's play the hypothetical card real quick. Let's play the hypothetical card and say that Namor is in this movie. Now, the actor who is supposedly going to play him, I apologize in advance if I butcher this name, but his name is Tenoch Huerta. Tenoch Huerta? I deeply apologize if I have butchered that name to all hell. I feel like I've just completely butchered that entire name. Anyway, so this is our actor who is supposedly going to be Namor the Submariner. So, getting back to what I was saying, is that there is a possibility that Doom, if we're going by this, there is still a possibility that Doom could be still in the movie. Remember, for those who who know your comics, you know that Namor and Doom are kind of allies. Even when Namor was part of the Avengers, he still had like a working relationship with Doom. Atlantis and Latveria are allies, and Doom and Namor do work a lot together. So there is a chance that we could see Victor Von Doom show up in here. And also, side note, it's really cool to see Namor finally in the MCU. Again, it's a character I think we all kind of figured we were all hoping and theorizing would be the next big antagonist. Again, we're all kind of thinking that he's going to be the big antagonist for multiple reasons. One of the major ones being that Namor and T'Challa don't see eye to eye for multiple reasons. One being, Namor fucking drowned Wakanda. Yeah, Namor and Atlantis were at war. Wakanda and Atlantis were at war during AVX. And Namor basically drowned Wakanda, submerged Wakanda. And Namor ain't forgetting that. And T'Challa hadn't forgotten that. He never forgave and he never forgot. So yeah. And Namor in here, I'm just going to go to assume that if this is really him, that he's just going to be the antagonist. Or it could be, again, going back to Doctor Doom possibly here, with the possibility of Doom also being a part of this entire film, is that the other major reason is because there is a chance that it could be Doom. Maybe they'll take a piece out of Doom War and have it that Doctor Doom is, pulling the strings to ignite a war between Atlantis and Wakanda, and he can take whatever he wants from both. Again, this is all hypothetical here. But yeah, and also, sadly, we don't have Chadwick Boseman, which means we don't have Black Panther here. There's no Black Panther to help stop Namor, who, Namor is a pretty powerful dude. A lot of people forget how strong Namor is. If you put him in water, if he is in water, he is on par with the Hulk's strength. He is very much on par with the Hulk's power level. He's also capable of flight. He is someone you don't want to mess with. He is just, And also, Namor is considered a mutant. Just saying, we've been getting a lot of hints to X-Men, and Namor was an X-Man. I'm just saying, if you're gonna introduce mutants into the MCU, might as well do it with technically, he is referred to as the first mutant, but really the first mutant is... Well, there's a lot. Apocalypse being one of the first. So yeah, there's a lot of people who would contest to that. But, like, canonically, Namor, in comics, not by, like, comic, history, like in the Marvel Universe history, but in comic Marvel history, he is considered the first mutant. So if you are going to introduce mutants, might as well do it with the first one, who is, yes, Namor. He is a hybrid, and he does have mutant abilities as well. So if you're going to introduce mutants into the MCU, you might as well do it with the guy who calls himself the first mutant. Why not? It's actually sort of clever in a way when you think about it. It's actually sort of clever. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So having Atlantis in the film is going to be fascinating, because the big thing is you have to really differentiate between obviously we've had DC's Atlantis with Aquaman already. Now the big question remains of how much can you make Atlantis different from the DC Atlantis? Now, the Marvel Atlantis is a lot more... Whereas the DC Atlantis is very civilized, but does have a warrior culture, the Atlanteans of the Marvel Universe are a lot more warlike, and they're blue. So they're very much, like, very warlike. They're like sea Spartans. So it wouldn't be that hard to have them show up in here and predominantly kick some ass. But on the other end of that spectrum, you have the Wakandans. So yeah, having a war between Atlantis and Wakanda would be actually pretty cool to see on screen. Sadly, we just don't have Chadwick Boseman with us, so that's a real heartbreaker. Hopefully, we'll see Shuri take on the mantle of Black Panther. This is like Ryan. I really trust Ryan Coogler. Hope I'm saying his last name right, but yeah, Ryan Coogler. Really is invested in this project and wants to see it keep going. We aren't going to have, like, CGI or a recast for Black Panther, for T'Challa. So a lot of this is going to fall on Shuri and Okoye and the rest of the royal family, and it's all going to be really focusing on that. I'm really curious to see how they'll do, like, Namor's power set, because, yeah, I can't defend it anymore. They really nerfed the Hulk. They haven't nerfed Thor, but they've nerfed the Hulk, and I'm still not over that, as, a big Hulk fan as I am. But I am hoping that maybe we can, turn this around. Like, maybe, I'm wondering if they're going to nerf Namor, if they're going to bring up the fact that if he's in water, you can't stop this guy. I wonder if they'll bring that up or just forget it. I'm also wondering if he's going to have the foot wings, because that's technically part of his mutant ability, is the foot wings. So is he gonna have those wings on his ankles? I'm really hoping he does. And I'm also wondering, because again, if you guys remember, Namor was allied with the Allied forces. He was fighting Nazis. So I'm wondering if they're going to, like, make a mention of, because I doubt Steve in the MCU met Namor, but maybe they'll mention, like, they'll bring up, like, when they're looking at files for the Atlanteans, they'll be like, oh yeah, we researched some stuff and saw, like, there was a whole fleet of Nazi ships that got sunk under unknown reasons. So it could be that. Like, that would be a neat little nod to Namor's, like, history in World War II. So that would be a cool way I think that'd be a cool way to do it. And also, another thing I've been beating around the bush for is Namor is also tied not only with the X-Men, but another major Marvel team. Particularly because they got a blonde white woman there he's really interested in. Yeah, so there's no way to beat around the bush. Is that, yeah, this is another step, because we do know Fantastic Four is coming. We do know they're on their way. So having Namor there and ready for them, that's perfect. And also, I'm pretty sure, again, if this is all true, is that Namor... We did get that hint of, like, in Endgame that maybe it was Namor. If this is all true, then yeah, that was definitely Namor that did that underwater earthquake in Endgame. So I would also imagine that he was probably pissed off in Endgame So there's probably a reason for that. So, but again, this is all, nothing's been confirmed, but as I've said before, it seems like 9 times out of 10, every time we get a rumored casting for anything MCU-wise, it usually turns out to be true, but there's always that 1 out of 10 chance it's not. So, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the idea of Namor the Submariner showing up in Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Just comment below, let me know. Do you guys think he's in it? Do you guys like the casting, if that's true? Are you guys hoping you'll see Doctor Doom? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.